So guys, welcome back to uAssociate. Taylor,
Hey,
Matt, we're back here. What did I say? We're back here to talk about things that we don't know about, that you don't know about.
no, that's not how you said it.
What did I say?
We're talking about things we don't understand,
That you don't understand,
and hopefully we can come to an understanding about something.
so that we can understand.
Somebody's gonna understand something. I hope somebody gets something out of this. I don't really understand it because I'm just dumb. I'm not a smart person.
I was gonna say, man, everything that we do here, it's almost a front of the intelligence that we have.
We don't have intelligence. We don't have. I mean, speaking of intelligence, this is a great segue. Speaking of intelligence, I heard you had a couple questions.
Yeah, I do. I do. By the way, going off that, our topic this week is intelligence. Well,
Ooh.
somewhat of a topic, whatever you want to call it.
A discussion topic.
To
a
try
point
to
of
understand
reference
what we don't understand, so you can understand, so we can all understand.
through our lack of intelligence.
Exactly. So to start it off, the definition of intelligence. This is like what?
What is this? The Oxford or
Yeah,
Webster's definition?
This is Webster's. I don't know what it was actually. I found it on
Google.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it was a Google. It was like the Google Dictionary.com.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay, so
And if
what's
anyone
that?
from Dictionary.com is tuning in or watching, this was your doing. So,
All right, let's see if I agree.
the ability to acquire and apply knowledge. The ability to acquire and apply knowledge. Agree or disagree? Fully.
Fully agree or disagree?
Fully
I can't
agree or
kind of,
disagree.
sort of agree.
Okay, let's go. Okay,
Well,
let's
hold
go.
on. Do you agree or disagree?
I'm going to disagree with that because I see two sides to intelligence.
Okay.
I see a very book smart intelligence that I would consider as like, I guess we can say more of a knowledgeable intelligence, really, like someone that can recite off a textbook,
Okay.
that kind of intelligence. But then I have what I consider more of an environmental intelligence, which is you have the smarts in order to adapt to anything that's given to you.
Ah, okay.
And that one I think is a lot more practical than just
100%.
yeah.
It's funny because in fourth year, I had this prof, and the class was historical systems of psychology.
Right.
Sounds like the most boring class ever, right?
Yeah, it sounds pretty boring.
Wasn't like that at all. It was more of a philosophy class where you could take notes if you wanted to. Didn't have to. He
Really?
said it was a 3-hour lecture once a week on Wednesday nights, and he said, "Come in here, and I don't care, just learn." But
Hold
I have
on.
to.
He told you guys you don't have to take notes if you don't want to.
Yeah,
So then it is a good course already.
yeah. And he said,
He doesn't do the name justice, but
yeah, and I knew it was going to be something good. I knew it was going to be unconventional when he sent out the syllabus, because the profs are required to send out the syllabus, and it was a template of a syllabus. It wasn't an actual syllabus.
that's pretty sick.
And it just had the time and date of the first class and the subsequent classes after that. So in that class, he said, just come and learn. That's all I want you to do. I want you to learn, okay?
Not a bad trade-off.
Huh?
That's not a bad trade-off.
Not at all. And without the pressure of taking notes and trying to remember everything, you got to actually sit there and learn something. And he wanted to force you to think for yourself and things like that. And we didn't have any papers or anything like that. It's just one assignment
Yeah.
at the end of the year, due during the allotted exam time. So it was due on December 10th. And he said, I don't care what it is. It could be a painting, it could be a song, it could be a paper, a traditional essay, it could be anything you want it to be, as long as it shows you that you took something from this class, and I'll grade you from that. So, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I mean, I got an A. That's all I'm saying. I got an A.
Okay.
So, what I did was a short story of poems, and this sounds like a convoluted and it sounds like I'm circumventing, but I'm coming around. I'm coming around to intelligence. Don't worry.
Tie it in.
So, I did a short story,
Okay.
and the short story was of poems. It was about 6 poems, and it was about this guy who began to separate mind from body.
Interesting.
He was able to separate them as two different entities that kind of work together as a synergy. So there was one poem in particular that I really tied everything together,
Right.
and it was comparing a car to an engine, which was a metaphor for a brain to a mind. Okay.
That makes sense.
Um,
Because those are
thinking back
definitely
on it
two
now,
different things. A
yeah,
brain and a
thinking
mind.
back on it now, I would have changed the engine. I would have changed the engine to the car and the car to a driver. Okay.
Okay.
The way I'm saying that is because I said you could have a Ferrari engine in a Toyota. You could have a Ferrari engine and
Yeah.
drive the speed limit, or you could have a Toyota engine or a Toyota car or whatever it was,
Right.
and drive as if there are no consequences.
Interesting.
So I would change it to a car, so have a Ferrari and a driver. So the driver would be the mind,
True.
and
Because you determine what speed, obviously. And all that.
exactly. So the driver would be the mind, and you could have a free mind, or you could have a mind that's just really straight and narrow, and the car would be the brain. So people's brains, like the brain plasticity, the different types of neural connections that you make, the synapses that you make,
Right.
determine how good your memory is and things like that. And it's determined from a young age in brain development.
Interesting.
And so if you have a Ferrari brain,
Yeah.
but you're just driving the speed limit, it's almost wasting it. But if I have a Toyota brain and I'm driving as if there's no consequences, these things work as
limits.
a synergy, right? So
Yeah.
then after that, it said I think about what intelligence is. Okay.
Okay.
So I actually defined intelligence, where I still agree with it to this day, because you
Okay.
know your train of thought changes.
Yeah,
from time, but I still agree to
time to
my
time.
definition of intelligence to this day.
Right.
And my definition of intelligence, it explored traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge is basically measured by tests. So a test only measures your ability to regurgitate
Exactly.
what you've read.
Basically, to eat info and throw it up.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it tests your ability to regurgitate what you've read.
Yeah.
And I call that traditional knowledge. I think a test of true intelligence. I think intelligence begins with understanding the knowledge, and
Interesting.
understanding it so thoroughly, the knowledge, that you are then able to take that knowledge, understand it, and be able to apply it and use it in a completely novel and unpredictable situation. I think that being able to properly apply it and use it in a novel and unpredictable situation, that is a true test and a true measure
Yeah.
of intelligence. And
Absolutely.
I think the ability to do that flawlessly and seamlessly is intelligence.
You know what? Okay, first of all, this guy says he's not intelligent, but that whole answer was just, that was in depth. That was good.
It's not, it's,
That was good. But it's funny you say that, because I've always had a theory that, yes, there is, what did you call it? You called it general intelligence? No, what was it?
traditional knowledge.
Traditional knowledge. The way they test that, it's kind of stupid. I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now in schools, from what I'm hearing, that they're trying to change the whole testing system. Personally, if I could test intelligence, it would be completely, see, the only hard thing is that it's completely objective to a person, right? Like to a person grading it.
Yeah.
But if I could test intelligence, I would honestly say that it would be a test of where or a student is just dropped any piece of information. So they give you a curriculum to study, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Because there obviously has to be that taking in.
Yeah.
But you're given a situation on a test that you are graded based on the type of answer you provided. Like the type of answer meaning, Wow, like I never thought that's how you could adapt to this. Like
Yeah,
there's no
so
real set answers, you know what I mean?
that was my professor in the class that I talked about. That was my professor's whole thing. He said you can only get an A or an A plus. You can only get in the A's if you make something that I think, wow, I'm impressed. I
Yeah,
wouldn't have thought to make that. I wouldn't have made that. Everyone else
exactly.
got B's or whatever,
Yeah,
but C's, D's if there was no real thing. But I spent like a month on this thing. There is a
yeah.
whole lot of outtake, a whole lot of throwaway poems that I have that I was like, this is not a good fit. Like I actually spent a month and then I typed it up and I did all sorts of formatting and I was like, you know, this isn't right. So you know
Yeah.
what I ended up doing?
What?
Blank pieces of paper and I wrote it out by hand.
Interesting.
And then I photocopied a few copies of it. But I wrote it by hand because that was the only way I could truly convey what I wanted to. And it was like a really scattered format to show that
Yeah.
it was really it was a scattered format to show that the way you think and intelligence is not linear. So
Yeah,
they only test
absolutely.
linear knowledge, like a right and a wrong answer.
And before you go, sorry, before you go on, linear he means that everything's tied together, right? Like
It's
there's a
like a
standard
one way,
progression.
yeah, like a
Exactly.
one way.
Exactly.
But there's a whole bunch of different types of intelligence. It's
Absolutely.
philosophical intelligence, scientific intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just there's just a whole lot of things that tie into intelligence, and it's not linear by any means. And
Yeah.
I don't like this kind of standardized testing.
I know.
But as
That's the thing.
as as a system, I can see why it's that way.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to grade.
Yeah, and it reduces the subjectivity
Yeah.
because I could give the same answer to 50 different profs, and some profs might like it, some might not,
Yep.
right? And they'll give me poor grades or fail me because of that. Whereas if it's a multiple choice test and I get 60 right answers
Exactly.
out of 100, there's no way they can deny me my 60,
Yeah.
right? So I can see why it is the way it is. I don't know if there's potentially a better way to do it because it provides the objectivity. But then again, in essays, it all depends on what the prof likes or the
Exactly.
TA likes. So it's really iffy. But again, there's nothing you can do about it now.
I personally think there is a better way, they just can't do it. I think that that better way is the objective
But
part,
here's the thing.
but they can't do it.
That's your subjectivity. That's your opinion that there's a better way, that they can't do it, and somebody might see it completely differently, right?
Agreed.
So and that is the whole thing, is why there's standardized testing, because of the subjectivity. They want to reduce that as much as possible,
Interesting.
right?
I agree with that. I can agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? It's like it's even like with the current job interviews you've been doing, right?
Yeah.
Like how you get passed on and passed on and passed on. Like it's dumb because I'm sorry, even interviewing structure, like how people interview each other, okay?
Hmm.
I think the dumbest thing that people do, number one, I think group interviews are the dumbest things,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Because if it's for a high management role or whatever the case may be,
What the? No, they don't do that for high management
yeah, they
roles.
do. I
Oh,
can say that from some stories my dad has told me. I can honestly say they do that. That
That's
they've done a
ridiculous.
group where he said it went so much so down to the fact they met at a Moxie's, and there were 4 of them. Okay, smaller group, still a group interview. Okay, they met at a Moxie's and they did the interviewing process. And that's coming from my dad, who's working in a decently high position at what he does.
So that was either a test to see who's the most kind of outspoken or thing like that, or that was just poor planning and somebody just wanted to kind of keep it cool, keep it
That's what I'm
relaxed.
saying. Like this whole thing that it's cool and relaxed for a group interview, I think it's one of the worst things because you don't get to know someone one on one.
100%.
You know what I mean? And the whole fact that all these interviews you have to go through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. You know what? I agree with maybe 2 or 3 stages at the most.
Hmm.
But anything where you're getting passed on between like this whole process of up to like sometimes it takes up to 5, 6 people,
Yeah.
right? I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, it's a matter of beating around the bush.
Yeah.
And when I know for my company personally, if I sit down with someone, I have one interview with myself there. I have one where my brother, he'll be in there too if it's for a soccer coach or whatever, and we go off that.
Yeah.
But to me, it's more a matter of, does this guy genuinely fit the company values?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, oh, Chris, what did you think of this guy? Did you like him? You can't get anything done that way.
Yeah.
Like, Chris might not like him, but he lines up with what the company does. I might not like him, Chris might, and same thing, right? So,
A lot of times you don't have to like somebody if they're gonna make you money,
yeah,
right? Then again, at the same time, working with people that you like, it makes for a lot more productive business. It makes
True.
for
and
a lot
but
more
it also,
pleasantries.
you know what? The only thing I don't agree with what you just said is
Yeah.
making money is making money, only because sometimes a vision's different. Like for me personally, with Mind Body Fusion, my vision is to leave something so damn good behind that the money will just chase it, type of thing.
Yeah.
I can honestly say for the first maybe 5 months of business, when I really not struggled, but it's an entrepreneur thing,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
you're building, and money was shortcoming and all that, and I started doing things for money.
Yeah.
I remember waking up every day and like hating it.
Yeah.
Absolutely hating what I was doing because it was taking on clients that I didn't want to work with,
Yeah.
not watching that long-term vision,
Mhm.
right? And it screwed me. Like money screwed me there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it just sucked.
It,
but
it's just a reminder.
getting into
Money is not everything.
no, not
Money's a
fully.
big thing. It's not the only thing though.
Money's a credit. Money's a credit
It's
that
a
you
credit
need
system.
to get it.
Didn't
Exactly.
we talked
Yeah,
about this before.
Exactly.
It's a credit system. It's
It's a number that you need to get around.
honestly, just imagine putting money on your Presto card
Yeah.
or on
For any Americans tuning in, a Presto card,
we have a train system here, the Go train, and
pretty good system.
It's pretty reliable.
Yeah, pretty good system.
Ish. But no, it's actually a good system. It's very efficient.
Just sucks that they cut off so early in the night. If you go out,
What are you talking about? They cut off at
12.
midnight, and
Yeah.
then the buses come.
no one wants to take a bus home, man.
Bro, the 2:20 bus, last call at the bar is 2 o'clock. You run to the. You don't even have to run. You can walk to the train station, catch a bus, and the first
Yeah, but it
stop is
depends
our
what
stop.
club you're at or bar if you have to run or not.
Hey man, just run that alcohol off. It's
Otherwise-
not good for your body anyway.
Otherwise, you're looking at like sometimes a 1:30 bar leave to make a 2:10 train, or bus. Sorry,
2:20 bus.
2:20 bus.
And sometimes you can catch a 2:30 bus because the 2:20 bus is real packed. Like it's there's levels to this.
All right, so going back, the Presto card.
Yeah, you put $100 on that, and you just kind of tap your card on the machine, and you just watch your credits go down. It's just a credit system. That's all it is. That's all. And your bank account is pretty much the same way, especially now that you can tap your card.
Yeah.
Bank accounts, you just kind of do it and watch it go down, and it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It
And then when it
sucks.
grows, it feels good.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Feels pretty good. But moral of all that, guys, even from what Taylor started with, if you have a prof that gives you a very scattered syllabus, go with that class. Don't leave that.
That's the
Stick
moral
with
of
it.
the entire. No, the moral of the entire thing is don't get bummed by bad grades.
Exactly.
It's not a true measure of your intelligence, and
From what we think.
and intelligence is more than just being able to regurgitate. I think just being able to regurgitate is not even a true measure of intelligence. I know plenty of people who will regurgitate anything they read in a textbook. Yo, there's a bee right next to me.
Is it gone?
I hope so. They'll be able to regurgitate
Gone, man.
anything they see in a book with great efficiency, and they'll score very well on tests. And you put them in a real world situation or anything like that, and they're lost. You even have a conversation with them. They're out to lunch constantly. I've never
Yeah.
seen somebody with a longer lunch break than some. You know what I mean? And it's like, you suck.
Yeah, man.
You suck. So
Absolutely.
if you're not good at school, doesn't mean that you're not a smart or intelligent person. Maybe that's just not your measure of intelligence. Maybe you just have to try harder than some people, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I would love to work harder, though, actually, than just things to come naturally.
Yeah, it's more rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, sometimes people, not even sometimes, unfortunately, the world we live in, they need to see that piece of paper from
Yeah.
a college or university that you paid $40,000 for minimum, and they need to see that to even
Minimum.
take you seriously. And I mean, that it's unfortunate, but sometimes it's a necessary evil.
You know what though?
Just do it.
I think it's how you present it.
What do you mean?
I think it's how you present that piece of paper that you get. Because you know what? From what I do,
This is from an entrepreneurial standpoint.
it
though.
is though. But at the same time, look at the people I go up against. Sports psychologists,
Yeah,
kinesiologists,
yeah,
athletic therapists.
yeah.
I don't have any of that. I have a 4-year kin degree and I have a specialist in strength and conditioning.
Well, here's the thing about that. You're also offering something that's brand new, very specific. Nobody's in your lane. You are in your own lane. You're on an Autobahn, going your own speed limit. You're in your own lane.
So I have the Ferrari with the Ferrari engine, with the Ferrari mind, and I'm driving alone.
Yeah, you even have a NASCAR helmet. So you're good.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you're good. And you also have the gear shift that's in Fast and Furious, which never seems to end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So
You know what? Speaking of gear shifts, okay, really quick, I have to bring it up. I saw it on Facebook the other day.
okay.
There was this guy, he did, if we can find the clip and put it in there, like at the end or something,
Yeah.
I'll let Chris put a link. He showed like these different hand positions on how people shift. There
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
elegant one and
Yeah.
like the Don Corleone one. It was pretty damn cool. It was pretty funny. I was on the floor at least. Like when I was watching it, I was on the floor.
Do you drive standard?
I dressed in.
Oh, see, I don't even know how to drive standard. Want to teach me?
Yeah. We just need a mountain.
What?
I learned in Italy, so everything was slopes. Everything's low. That's the best way to learn. Anything that's down and uphill, you can shift like a god or goddess.
Okay. I mean, we have flat grounds here. Usually, you just kind of teach in a parking lot, but whatever.
Yeah, man, we could do that too.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to this intelligence thing.
Yeah.
Are you born with it or do you learn it?
Do you learn intelligence?
Can you learn intelligence from your
Yes.
environment or are
Yes,
you born?
That's the whole point of intelligence.
Okay, but what about those naturally what about those naturally like smart gifted people? Those natural like are they actually born
mean,
with
those-
intelligence or are they
those-
born with smarts?
There are some people who naturally are inclined to have a Ferrari engine as a brain. Whether they drive the speed limit or not, drive without consequences is up to them. They can stay linear,
Okay.
or there are some people who might have a Toyota and it shakes when it gets to 120 and it's shaking like crazy, and they just make the most of it and they embrace it. They say, yeah, there's a couple dents, there's a couple scratches, but there's nothing, it still goes, and I make the most of it.
Yeah.
So it's what you do with your intelligence versus how much intelligence you were naturally given. And there's always, I don't care how much people say, brain development stops after this age, whatever. Mind development and growth doesn't stop.
Right.
You can always
Keep
learn.
talking, by the way. I'm getting a live snap for our followers. We have Snapchat.
Yeah, so you're always able to learn.
Okay.
No
Which
matter
makes
what
sense.
age you get, there's always something you can learn. When you stop learning is when you become dumb enough to think that you're too smart.
That's true. I'll agree. I agree with you on that, actually. I think you become dumb when you're willing not to learn.
Yeah.
When you're actually willing to
When you
sit
think-
there and say, I don't want to like learn
When
any more
you
about
think you're
this.
too smart,
It's sickening.
when you think you're too smart, you're too dumb to realize that you're not smart enough.
I agree with that.
So,
I mean, the big thing that I find with a lot of people is that arrogance comes into play with that. Like those are the people you see hold their nose up above everyone else.
yeah.
And that even goes into like person-to-person relationships. I don't mean just from a purely book smart or school relationship. I mean like you notice that then when they start talking to people.
Yeah.
Like it's like the
They talk down to them, they don't talk to
Exactly.
them.
Or it's
talk
like-
at them, not to them.
You know what really bugs me on that, and I think it ties in a lot?
What's up?
Those people that won't text you back, if you will, because they're so busy. Like, I understand if it's a day goes by and they send you a text the next day, that's cool. Like, they keep it in the back of their mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
But those people that just flat out won't answer you after because they're so important or they don't want to hear it or whatever. Because, like, what I do a lot of, I have to apply, I have to put my programs out there,
Yeah.
right? I have to go to agents, I have to go to players, and I have to say, this is what I do. This is how it could help. That core group of people that have answered me have seen awesomeness, and in my eyes, I think like they're very open to another opinion.
Yeah.
Right? They're open to learn in my eyes because, like you said, it's something that's different. It's something that's new.
Mm-hmm.
Those people though that don't answer at all and won't even reply to you or write you back, which
Mm-hmm.
takes like 3 minutes, even just to say like, I don't want this. I don't like it. Thanks. Enjoy. Best of luck.
Yeah.
That kills me.
Yeah.
That kills me.
Here's the thing about that.
And I don't care if how busy you are. Like to me, I think everyone should like that's basic human to human interaction.
Yeah.
That's arrogance.
Here's the thing. Maybe people think I'm arrogant. I don't think I'm arrogant.
Yep.
I don't think I'm too busy to respond to text messages.
Exactly.
When I get a text message, sometimes I read it. Sometimes I just let my phone blink. Not all the time do I respond. And it's
Yep.
not because I'm too busy, it's because I'm terrible with my phone. So don't take it personally.
Of course.
I'm a bad person. I'm a bad person because people text me all the time.
Taylor's a terrible person when it comes to.
I'm
being a
honestly
person.
just a bad person. And it was funny because yesterday, I was responding to a text message and somebody saw me and they said, "Hey, everybody, take a picture. He's actually responding to a text message for once." I am awful with my phone. So sometimes it honestly comes down to that.
Yeah, but man, you get back to me.
I do.
Like sometimes it's like a day later. Same with same with me.
That's
but
true,
like
too.
we get back to each other with that.
Yeah, it's true too. You know, the best way to get in touch with me is a call.
Old school. I would much rather speak to someone like person to person anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
You get out what you have to get out. I mean, it's simple like that
yeah.
in my eyes.
100%.
But you had a new topic you said you wanted to go into. You have something
Yeah.
that's different.
Okay, so how am I gonna articulate this? You would definitely know a lot about this. I just want to talk about the importance of resilience.
Resilience is a good one.
Ooh, you see that? You saw his eyes light up.
Resilience is a really
Everybody
good one.
saw his eyes light up.
On SoundCloud, my eyes lit up.
Yeah. So resilience,
What about it?
the importance of it. Tell me.
The importance of resilience?
Tell me.
Make or break. Everything. I think resilience, if you're not gifted with, not even gifted, okay, forget I even said that. You are not gifted with a resilient mindset. You are not gifted with a persistent mindset.
That comes from you.
Exactly. That literally, as cliche as it sounds, if you follow like those motivational pages on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, it really does come down to that one pick that they always post on like a Friday. I don't know, maybe it's to get everyone's
Yeah.
mind going for Friday. How bad do you want it?
Yeah.
It's true. I think that is make or break in anything that you do, resilience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Importance in regards to what, just in general, or like are we going after something?
No, in any, sorry, my phone's ringing.
That's okay.
I'm
Check
a
it
bad
out.
person.
This is the one time he's actually going for his phone too, I guess.
Yeah. No, this is a call. So,
You gotta take it?
nope.
Okay. Whoever that was, by the way, you're not important. If you're tuning in and you called at approximately 11:03 on Friday,
Don't say that.
you're not important to Taylor.
I'm just doing something.
No,
Don't
no,
say
that's basically what it came down to.
that. I'm in the middle of something. So, no. Okay. So,
Resilience.
in general, whether it's in sport, in life,
Okay.
in your career, professionally, whatever, in school, I think resilience, it can tie back into intelligence.
Yep.
Resilience. If you get a bad grade on a test, what are you gonna do? Dwell on it forever? Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna
True.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, this one knocked me down. I'll get the next one.
You know what?
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Okay, so Floyd Mayweather.
He's like the Muhammad Ali is like the billboard.
Yeah, exactly.
of resilience.
So Floyd Mayweather. Maybe he's had to be resilient in certain fights where he got punched out or whatever, and then he got back up and won. He's
Right.
undefeated. He never really had to be resilient. Muhammad Ali, regarded as the greatest ever, and
Yep.
he's been defeated. He has
Multiple
been
times.
defeated.
Not even like once or twice.
I know. He's been defeated. So Mike Tyson's been defeated, and he's one of the best ever too.
Yeah.
Um,
As crazy as he was.
Michael Jordan missed more shots than he made.
Exactly.
Kobe Bryant, in his last game, scored 60 on like...
And look at the entire season he had too.
Yeah.
Right?
In his last game, he had 60 points, and I think he took like 50 shots.
Yeah.
50 shots, 60 points. And
He's a legend, man.
Yeah, so it's resilient. You miss one shot, you score one bad grade, you get beat up once, you lose at anything.
You get beat up once.
Man,
in a fight or like in a school fight?
No, I was talking about Muhammad Ali.
Oh, I thought you meant like, it's like, what do you mean you get beat up?
No, I was talking about Muhammad Ali. Listen, you lose at anything, you can't dwell on it forever. You fall off your bike, you cannot just never ride a bike again. You get back up and you conquer it. You do better. You do your best.
And the thing that people don't understand about falling and losing is that you actually need it. And the simple reason is because if you are resilient, okay, this goes in.
To fall.
Well, not even that, but resilience goes in like this. So some people fail and they throw it all in, right? They give it all in. But some people fall.
Yeah.
And there's a huge difference. The resilient people
it's
fall.
One letter difference. So.
Exactly. That
it's
and
actually like if you just it's one letter difference, but you could use the same letters.
You could half it.
Yeah, just cut
exactly.
one. Just put a little eraser during one. So.
If we're writing in pencil.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess.
Can't erase pen, man. But anyways, back onto it.
First of all, Bic. Bic, you can erase the pen.
Yeah, but those are the cheap ones, man. They don't stay for long on the page. Like you can close that page and you open it up and the writing's on the other half. And it didn't even stay
how hard
properly.
You're closing these pages.
I'm pissed when I close a page. That's like, that's it. Book's done. No. If you fail, you are not a resilient person. If you fall, you're a resilient person because someone that falls wants to understand why they fell. Someone that falls does not recognize that as a failure. Someone that fails
gets back up.
Exactly. But you have to, the key to getting back up though is understanding why you fell. That's, I think, what people miss a lot. Even in job interviews when people go out there, I think people, or exploring your career, doing the entrepreneur thing or making it in sports, you get cut, you don't, get the job or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't think people want to take the time to understand why they fell.
Yeah.
People that are not resilient, going back into that, just see failure. Because in my mind, if I see something as a failure, that means it's done, it's thrown in. Let's shovel it into the fire and make sure it never comes back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I fall, I'm resilient because I know if I fall in one segment of it, there's some way I'm going to come back up, and that's by understanding.
Okay.
But
like that.
The importance of that, I think it goes to everything, like tying in with that, because you think everyone wants something in life. I don't even care if you're one of those people that say, "Oh, I don't need anything." Blah, blah, blah. Everyone wants something. Be it video games, if you're that kind. Be it a relationship, be it a good job, be it money, be it sports, whatever it is, everyone I think wants something.
Yeah.
And I think the importance, exactly. I think the importance of resilience.
They might not need it, but they want it.
Of course. So I think that importance of resilience, it ties into anything. You have a bad relationship. All right, so maybe one person's into the other. Are you resilient enough to figure out why? And the next time you have a new relationship started off, you fix that. Maybe something about yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe the other person, what did you learn? Could be a business interview, right? You don't get it. Same thing. I think it's basic person to person. I think you need to be resilient no matter what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what you want.
I think resilience might be one of the most important things that you carry through life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. I definitely agree with you on that one. I liked your explanation for that.
Thank
you. Are an intelligent person.
Thank you. And speaking of resilience, guys, the sun, resilience right now, this is beating on me and I can't take it anymore. So we're going to wrap it up anyways.
Do you understand why you can't take it anymore?
Yeah, this is a failure. This setup was a failure today. We got to go more forwards in the shade next time. This I can say is a failure. I will never do this again in the sun like that.
There's a good thing. As you can see behind us, there's a pool.
Yeah, and we're about to jump in it.
Yeah, man. So
going on that, Twitter, Taylor's. Put your hand up where you want it.
Okay, so I want it here. I want my Twitter here.
Hold there for a sec, just so Chris can get it. All right, perfect.
Yeah, I want my Twitter here.
I'm gonna do mine in the palm of my hand. I want it to come right there, like a magic, like a genie, like if I.
Oh, can Chris make it spin on my finger?
Like a basketball?
Yeah, that would be cool.
If he can.
If he could do that,
we'll get it done.
If he can't, then I'll be resilient.
And look, he's still holding it up too.
Yeah.
You only have to do it for 20 seconds tops.
I don't even care.
Okay, man, I'm friggin' juicing in the sun now. We gotta get out of here.
See ya.
Take care.